You have to have a heart to help a heart. Learn what you can do locally to fight heart disease and stroke. Coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at the Smith University Center at Francis Marion University. We're focused on this Saturday's PD American Heart Walk. Registration from 8:30 to 9:45. The walk kicks off at 10. And we're visiting with Jennie Reid, the director for the PD American Heart Walk. Good morning, Jennie.
Good morning, Greg. How are you?
Thanks so much for coming in.
Appreciate you having me here.
To kick off the week, getting you and Joe in this morning, this is truly a treat.
Wonderful. We appreciate you having us here.
A lot's going on getting ready for this Saturday's event.
A tremendous amount is going on getting ready for this event. We're very excited. We have a lot of people coming out this week. A lot of people coming by the office this week. People are still anxiously getting involved. People want to know about what's going on, and they're excited about coming to the event.
So if someone hadn't yet signed up, we're 5 days away, but someone could still come into your office and sign up, put together a team, or make a donation?
They certainly can. They can make a donation. They can put together a team that quickly. They absolutely could.
Right.
And more than anything, they can get together some people to come out on Saturday
to
the walk and participate in the things that we're having going on that day.
And the walk is rain or shine.
Rain or shine.
We're
here, rain or shine.
We had some rain at the Myrtle Beach area Heart Walk recently, and it rained pretty dang well that morning, but we still had a ton of walkers out there.
We do. People are devoted, and they come out here. We're celebrating life that day, and life goes on, rain or shine, so do we.
Absolutely. Jennie, are you originally from the area?
I am. I'm from Florence.
You grew up in Florence?
I grew up in Florence. I did. I moved here when I was 3 years old, so I claim Florence as my home.
Absolutely. Do you have your family here?
I do. My mother is here. My father, both my parents were from the north, but we made this our home. My father lives in Massachusetts, actually, but my mother is here.
When did you first work with the American Heart Association? What was your original goal, Jennie?
My role originally was
yes.
A volunteer, actually. I volunteered organizing teams with a different company, and in the middle of that campaign, actually, my father had a massive heart attack, and so that became my mission to really impact what the Heart Association was doing, because it was saving his life.
Wow.
And I really saw that. Whereas before I was just a volunteer, and I knew it was a great cause. I knew people were dying of heart disease, but it had not actually affected me. But when that happened, it really changed my focus with what the Heart Association was doing.
You've obviously been working with the Heart Walks and the Heart Association since then.
Yes, absolutely.
What year was that? Do you mind me asking?
That's been 3 years.
Okay.
And my father's doing well, thanks to all the research that the Heart Association does that didn't realize before that the work I'm doing is saving his life, and I'm sure maybe my own and my children's lives as well. So.
It's amazing to think of when we think about the American Heart Association, so many folks try to think of the practical side of that. The American Heart Association's, the funds that were dedicated to research have come up with CPR, have come up. What are some of the practical things that many people may not know?
Probably one of the most common things that people don't realize besides CPR is just the link between high cholesterol and high blood pressure to heart disease. That seems so commonplace for us now, but there was a time when we didn't realize that those links that there was a link between cholesterol and heart disease. So if anybody's on cholesterol medication or high blood pressure medication, then they are affected by the research that we've done at the American Heart Association, which is a good amount of our population here in the PD.
Absolutely. And defibrillators, that is something that has come around. That's real big. What exactly are defibrillators, and how have those come around through efforts of the American Heart Association?
The AEDs or the automated external defibrillators. A lot of people don't know what that actually means, but those are in airports, they're in businesses, and they are at the disposal of the employees who are trained to use those as a first responder. Can actually save people's lives right there on the spot when employees have heart attacks or symptoms right there.
Right, and those came around through many of the research efforts of the American Heart Association.
Absolutely, and we're working to train companies and get those in as many places as we possibly can.
Jennie, what are some of the things you do as the area walk director?
Well, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Basically, we go into companies and we're a volunteer-driven fundraising event the walk is. And so we have area businesses, companies throughout the PD area, and we encourage them to get involved, to get their employees involved. We share statistics with them, so it's an education process for us. It's a way for us to educate the population, educate the community about what we're doing, and it's a way for them to get involved with the community and involved with saving their own lives. So I organize those through different committees, organizing those volunteers, training them, giving them the tools that they need to be successful in their fundraising efforts. So.
Well, that is very varied. I mean, there's a heck of a lot involved with that.
It very much is. I get involved with a lot of personal stories. We have many successful survivor stories. Thank goodness, across our area. And so getting in touch with those people and asking them to share their stories so that we can continue to educate people that we really are saving lives, that this event not only celebrates life, but continues to save life.
And Jenny, almost any business that you go in, or any church group or community group that you go in to try to help set up a team, those folks, someone in there has been affected either directly or indirectly with cardiovascular disease or strokes.
I don't think we could have a room full of people. I don't think there's a person in the room who could say that they were not affected or didn't know someone who was affected by heart disease and stroke.
When we think about events like wraparound events, people hear those words. What's an example of a wraparound event, and how does that make a team a clique?
It really, well, first of all, what a wraparound event is, we refer to it as a wraparound event. It's when a company gets together and does something as a group to increase the visibility of the event and what they're doing. Things like bake sales. A lot of companies that have a dress code may have a dress down day, a jeans day, and employees would pay to be able to dress a certain way on a certain day, which is real exciting to them.
Right.
Those are some really fun things that companies do. Sometimes they have car washes and different things, and it really just gets more of the employees involved. If you have a Heart Walk poster up in the lobby, that lets people know what's going on, but you really generally don't have a lot of participation come from seeing a poster. But if you see a lot of folks out in the hallways buying cakes or pushing a candy cart around, then you ask questions. You want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
So those are some really fun things that companies can do to increase the money that they're raising. They have individuals out in the community raising money,
Right.
then as a company, as a team. And it really just builds that team
And the great
spirit.
thing is you can do those after hours. You can do them on the weekends.
Exactly.
The CEO car wash where the boss is out cleaning your car, the Dunkin' booths, or otherwise. Those can happen
Exactly.
any time.
And that's a really fun thing. We do have a CEO actually who sat in the dunking booth, and what a great opportunity for the employees to come out and for a contribution. Had a chance to knock him in the water.
Dunk
So
the boss.
it was
I love it.
absolutely-
I love it. When does planning for the PD American Heart Walk begin, Jenny?
It actually is a 12-month process. So we actually, in November, as soon as the walk, we wrap up the walk and we look at things that were successful for the year. And our walk is in October every year. So November we start looking at things that went well, things we need to change. We recruit our chairperson. We try to recruit him 14 months in advance.
Wow.
Because it really is a process of getting people in the community involved. As far as corporate money coming in, people are on a budget, a fiscal budget, so we have to make sure that we are getting to them when they're in their planning process as well. So.
Oh, absolutely. Jenny, and what about the counties or the regions that are represented in the PD American Heart Walk?
We actually have all 7 counties of the PD are involved in the walk. That's Lawrence County, Darlington County, Marion County, Chesterfield County, Dillon County, Marble County, and Williamsburg County.
Yes,
So
that's
we
right.
do. We have a good show. We usually have 2,000 to 2,500 people come out the day of the walk, and they do represent all of those areas.
Wow, 2,000 to 2,500 folks coming out
Absolutely.
from all 7 of those counties, and I guess probably even other counties.
We do. We have
Right.
people come in from other counties as well.
I think I saw the WBTW is the big media sponsor of
Right.
the event. Of course, their signal, like ours, spills out up to Fayetteville, down to Georgetown,
Right.
Shirley and Horry counties. So
We
you have
do.
the ability to recruit folks up. And Francis Marion, such a prime
It is.
location.
Absolutely. That is exactly why we chose Francis Marion, as we merged our walk into one walk rather than each county having a walk. We did choose a location that would represent the entire PD, and Francis Marion does that for us.
Right.
It's a beautiful campus. It's a beautiful location, and we've really enjoyed having it here for the past 3 years.
Who is the chairperson for the walk this year, Jenny? And how important is it that the individual be active in creating a lot of support for the walk and getting ready for this Saturday's event?
It's Charles Sullivan, who is the Vice President of Sunoco Products Company in Hartsville, is our chair this year. And he's a very important role. He plays a very integral part of the success of the event. His contacts throughout the community, and it is a volunteer-driven event,
Right.
so to get the key volunteers, to get the right people is what it's about, to get the people who are affected by heart disease and who believe in the mission and are willing to put their time, money, and effort into it. So it is very important, the key person that we get to be the chairperson.
And Jenny, we got about 5 minutes. If a fifth grader asks you the question, how can the business community support the Heart Walk, what's the simple answer to that?
The simple answer to that would be we have different corporate sponsorships that are available, and they can get their name out there in front of these 2,000 to 2,500 people, showing that they are supporting what we're doing here. We have different activities that go on that day, the day of the walk. We have a kids corner that can be sponsored by a local business. We have a health expo that's sponsored by local businesses. Our red cappers, who are our survivors, the activities that we have for them that day, that too is sponsored by a local business. Exactly.
Great.
So all of the activities that day, they can get their name out there in front of all those people with their banners or other thing given out there.
Knickknacks, everything.
Exactly.
There's so many little things that people in business can hand out. They want to hand out balloons or bags or water
and
or anything.
It makes it fun for the people who come out there. They like to get a little thirsty when they leave, so it makes it a lot of fun for them.
And it's great. I think Aquafina's coming out here. Pepsi provides the local the water, which is wonderful. I'm so glad you all have locked up great corporate sponsorships.
We have great participation in our community.
Mm-hmm. Jenny, what was the Heart Walk move to Francis Marion University? What prompted that move?
Like I said, integrating the counties together and finding a place that truly represented the PD, so it wasn't seen as an individual county's walk anymore. It would be truly seen as a PD. And Francis Marion University is an icon for the PD. It truly is. So.
And here on the campus, the staff and students are involved. The professors are involved. Has the campus been successful in hosting the walk in the past?
Very much so. Francis Marion has a beautiful campus, many civic organizations, the cheerleaders, the Greek organizations. We have volunteers that come help set up for the event, and their time and the tables and the tents that the campus donates to us. It can be a logistical nightmare when you're dealing with that many people and that many things. So it's been an excellent choice to have it here. We've been very pleased.
Absolutely. And Jenny, how many walkers do you think will be out here this Saturday? Do you all have a goal for that, and do you all have a financial goal as well?
We have a financial goal of $300,000.
Wow.
Which people say, wow.
Yeah.
We feel very good about that goal. Last year, our goal was $275,000, and we raised $285,000. So it's not that big of a jump from where we were last year. It's very doable. And we generally like to see 2,000 to 2,500 people come out to see us. So they can bring friends, family. If they haven't been involved through the process of the fundraising, they're still welcome to come out to the walk and join in all the festivities. They can bring their children. We have a kids corner. We have live music from someone local here. Celeste Godbold will be providing live music for us that day. Our national sponsor Subway will be providing lunch. So it's a great family event.
We just have a couple of minutes, Jenny. What are some of the events planned for the walk itself? Are there activities going on? I think Joe Riley's coming in a minute to talk about the warm-up exercise. You talked about Walmart sponsoring the Kids Corner.
We do. The Kids Corner, we have face painting. We have an inflatable jump ride for the children. We have a health expo that will be out here where there will be screenings and different information that folks can pick up for cholesterol screenings and that type of thing. Like we talked about, there will be other vendors as well giving out little knickknacks and the live music. So we have a 3-mile and a 1-mile walk. So there are 2 different walks for whatever suits your lifestyle.
Absolutely. Lastly, Jenny, can someone still register to be a participant in this Saturday's walk?
They certainly can. They can go to our website, which is www.heartwalk.conterra.org/PDSC, and they can register right there online, as well as raise money online.
Great.
So we're online. We have a website, and it's a wonderful website to go to.
And if
So
someone's
we
not
encourage-
online, could they still call the office?
They can call our office.
Right.
Our number is 843-665-0985. They can call us, and we can give them all the information they need.
Great.
So-
You heard her say it. This Saturday, Francis Marion University. Get out here. Registrations from 8:30 to 9:45. The walk kicks off at 10, rain or shine. There'll be a huge crowd out here, 2,000 to 2,500 walkers fighting heart disease and stroke. Jenny, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Stay tuned to Joe Riley coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome back to Carolina People. This morning we're at the Smith University Center at Francis Marion University. We're focused on the PD American Heart Walk that kicks off this Saturday. And we're visiting with Joe Riley, the Chief Executive Officer for Carolina Pines Regional Medical Center in Hartsville. Good morning, Joe.
Good morning.
Thanks so much for coming in this morning.
It's a pleasure. Glad to be here.
Amazing opportunity to think about all that's going on with this year's Heart Walk. So many folks will be out here this Saturday, and
Absolutely. Lots of fun.
to see y'all's involvement again, and to think of the years since y'all kicked off. What was it? What year did the center open?
May of 99.
Okay, great.
Carolina Pines.
Carolina Pines involved with the Heart Walk since the get-go.
Absolutely.
Very definitely, very definitely. Joe, real quick about yourself. Where are you from originally?
Greg, I'm from Amarillo, Texas. Have spent a lot of time all over Texas, Arkansas, and Oklahoma. This is my first venture out east. This is certainly a long ways from home.
Yes.
But we love it here.
You do, and you said we. Do you have family with you here in the area?
Yes, I do. I have a wife, Mary Ann, a daughter, Jordan, and two sons, Chad and Barrett.
That is fantastic. The family's been comfortable about the move to Hartsville.
Oh, they love Hartsville. They love the beach access, and they're just doing great.
Yeah, y'all are just a couple hours from the beach,
That's
even
right.
less.
That's right.
Some of the great new roads that are feeding down to the beach. What prompted your interest in pursuing a career in the medical field, and in particular hospital administration?
I got a job right out of high school at a hospital, not knowing what I wanted to do, and I just fell in love with the hospital and knew that someday I wanted to manage a hospital, and had worked towards that goal, and that's where I am.
How exciting. When you think about that aspect of managing a hospital, actually being the chief executive officer, is that humbling at some level? I mean, to have, obviously, so many folks with you there making a real team effort. But
That's the funnest part of it, the people side of things. Not only the people that we take care of at Carolina Pines or any hospital, but the everyday heroes that are taking care of those people and working with them to put a team together to do that. It's just a great job, and I enjoyed it a lot.
that's wonderful. Share with the viewers a little bit about Health Management Associates, the parent to Carolina Pines. Where have they focused their efforts in the hospital industry, and how do communities benefit from their acquisition of a local medical facility?
HMA is a hospital company, about 50 hospitals, mostly located in the southeastern United States. HMA's philosophy is they go into rural America, acquire hospitals, and they are a true community commitment player. They go into the hospital, they shore up the facilities, bring in beautiful facilities, capital dollars for state-of-the-art equipment, and of course spend a lot of time and energy bringing medical staff and healthcare professionals of all kinds to town to take care of the community.
They focus primarily on rural communities.
Yes, mostly rural communities, southeastern part of the United States.
How exciting. How exciting. I understand, Joe, that you were in hospital administration Oklahoma City at the time of the April 19th bombing. What did you bring from that experience that's helped you in administering a hospital?
Well, Greg, what I brought from that, I think, in reflecting on that question, is the fact that every day there are people in our communities who are heroes that take care of people. And if you've ever been through a disaster such as that, what you find is that people come together and do whatever it takes to get past the disaster and to put things back together. And it just gave me a great sense of pride to be a part of a community, part of America.
When you say coming together, all races, all sexes, all ages.
All walks of life. People, the volunteerism and the willingness to step up to do whatever it takes to help people is just unbelievable.
Obviously, Joe, a little more than 2 years ago, another devastating tragedy hit America. Did that rekindle some of the thoughts you had and the aspects there from Oklahoma City?
Well, sure, it's just a horrible situation, but I guess what it really brought to the forefront with me again is the everyday heroes and how people get band together and take care of their communities and whatever they need to take care of.
Joe, when did Health Management Associates, or HMA, open Carolina Pines Regional Medical Center in Hartsville?
It was in May of 1999.
Okay. And when did you assume the position as the Chief Executive Officer?
May of 2002, which is about a year and a half ago.
Okay, fantastic. Share with the viewers a little bit about, the bulk of our viewers are in the PD and on the Grand Strand in southeastern North Carolina. For folks who hadn't been over to Hartsville, hadn't seen the amazing facility, give folks a little virtual tour of what they'd see if they came by.
It's a beautiful facility. When you drive up, you'll see a great facility. We have a wonderful, top-quality medical staff, which is there every day, taking care of people from emergency care to women's and children's care, diabetes, heart, the whole gamut of health care at Carolina Pines.
So there's really no difference, Joe, for a hospital that's focused on a rural community or a major metropolitan. Y'all are still providing the same basic, important levels of care community to community.
Oh, absolutely. Our healthcare providers team come together and take care of all kind of healthcare needs.
Had you worked at other HMA facilities prior to your move to Hartsville, Joe?
Yes, I have. I've been in Van Buren, Arkansas with HMA, as well as Durant, Oklahoma.
Okay, great. And how long has HMA been around? Is this a company that's been around a long time?
Oh, this company's been around for some 20, 25 years.
That is fantastic. And that commitment to rural communities really, I think, a step above so many facilities that are oftentimes just focused on large communities. Not to take anything away from them, but that aspect of really serving rural communities really helps take a level above.
Yes, it does.
That's fantastic. Carolina Pines Regional Medical Center and staff have been great supporters of the American Heart Association. Why do you feel it's important to support the efforts of the Heart Association in this Saturday's PD American Heart Walk?
Again, I take it back to the everyday heroes. Our professionals and non-professionals at Carolina Pines come together every day to take care of people and all their needs. And we know how big the huge impact is of heart disease in the PD area. And that's just what we do every day, take care of people and address issues like heart disease.
Absolutely. Joe, have you had any personal ties to cardiovascular disease or stroke?
Well, my youngest son, Barrett, was born with a heart murmur. It's a benign heart murmur. We're very blessed. He's had no ill effects. But still, it makes you stop and think every day. And, of course, we're all big supporters of the American Heart Association.
Very definitely. And Carolina Pines Regional Medical Center is sponsoring the warm-up for this Saturday's walk, Joe.
Yes.
What's going to go on there? What's involved?
It's going to be a lot of fun. Our cardiac rehab department will be there, Sonny and Jessica, and they're going to give everyone a great warm-up. And I understand they're going to ask the leaders in the Heart Walk to join them on stage and for a great warm-up.
You'll be out there walking as well this Saturday, Joe?
Yes, sir. Be there with my whole family.
That is fantastic. Joe, when you think about the aspects, I want to wrap up, when you think about all the aspects of now a little more than a year and a half now taking on the position as Chief Executive Officer for Carolina Pines, the experiences of being in Oklahoma City when that tragedy struck America, is there anything in particular that motivates you to continue to do day after day what you're doing?
Again, I would tell you it's the people part of my job. As a hospital administrator, I am so lucky to be able to work every day with a great medical staff, great volunteers, board of trustees, our professionals and non-professionals in the hospital that come together every day to take care of people. And it's a great job.
Joe Riley's definitive on that word. It's the people. When asked what most makes him do what he does, it's that aspect. Whether it's people in Hartsville, people in rural communities that HMA serves throughout the Southeast, or the people that are served at Carolina Pines Regional Medical Center. Get out here and see some amazing folks this Saturday at the PD American Heart Walk. Joe, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you. Pleasure.
Stay tuned to Carolina People coming up next. We want to thank Jennie Reid of the American Heart Association and Joe Riley of Carolina Pines Regional Medical Center for making today's Carolina People and this Saturday's PD American Heart Walk so special. Get out here, 8:30 registration, 10 o'clock walk.